Hey everybody, Derek here with Savage Adventures. So I've taken up hammock camping. Taken up is a loose term. I want to start hammock camping. I've been camping in a tent my entire life, and last summer I found that hammock camping is a thing, and I've since made my own hammock, and I want to take on some adventures that I have this summer. So I needed to get out and make sure that my system would work. So I'm out here today. I've got my hammock that I've made. It is well, here, I'll give you the tour real quick. So we've got just your standard gathered end hammock. I bought the kit from Ripstop by the Roll, and it's a really great kit. Comes with everything you need. Comes I got the straps, just regular old tree straps, and a climbing beaner. Then it goes down to my hammock. The kit comes with 4 yards of whatever hammock you desire. I decided to go with just the basic 1.9 ounce Ripstop nylon. So the 4 yards, I didn't measure out exactly what it started at, but my hammock came out to be 11 foot 3 inches long. It's about 55 inches wide, which is perfect for me. I'm 6'6" and weigh 200 pounds, and this thing holds me very comfortably. Let's see here. I'm able to get a nice flat diagonal lay, well supported. It's very comfortable. I'm not putting my feet in because I don't want to get my dirty boots all over the hammock. Normally when I'm in here, I'm going without shoes. So yeah, I love my hammock. And then for the ridge line, I've just got this 2mm accessory cord, the kind that you can pick up at your local sporting goods store, at any one of, or you can even get that stuff at Ripstop by the Roll. And then you'll see here I've just got this little, what it was is I wanted to do a test run of sewing my hammock before I actually sewed the main thing. So that's a piece of fabric from the $10 do-it-yourself kit you can get at Ripstop by the Roll. And it's built just the same way as my hammock. Got a big channel at the end and then just rolled hems on the down the sides. And then I attached these prusik knots that I can use to tighten it up for if it's not in use, and I can adjust it. This other string that you see here, this is to adjust the tension of my ridgeline. So I can customize it to however I'm feeling at the time. But yeah, I use this for storing my wallet, phone, keys, what have you, when I'm in the hammock. And I've been hanging out in my hammock for about a year now when the weather's good, just because it's a better feeling than any bed I've had. I lay in the hammock for an hour and it's amazing how relaxed you feel at the end of it. And then I also have, you'll notice my tarp. It's a square tarp. Technically it's a diamond tarp. It's the Kelty Noah's 12 tarp. So 12 foot square. I forget what it is on the diagonal that it's meant to be hung on, or that they designed it to be hung on. For me, that's just way too big, because I've got an 11-foot hammock. It makes sense to have a 12-foot tarp hanging over it, which is nice because, as you can see, it hangs over just enough to cover the end of things on both ends. So it'll work great for pretty much all the use I'm going to use it for. I'm not going to do any cold weather camping yet. I don't have quilts. Still working on adding that to my collection. But yeah, let me give you a quick tour of the tarp. Alright, here it is from the outside, so you can see the Kelty Noah's Tarp 12. Got it pitched out pretty big, which will be great for all the summer camps I'm going. The assistant scoutmaster in my neighborhood, and we have camps every month, so I plan on taking this on every single one of them and camp hanging from the trees. And anywhere I can't hang from the trees, I'm going to have to get myself a turtle dog stand and use that. But for the tarp, I've just got the stakes that came with it, just these little aluminum ones. They actually work really well. They're quite light. And then just some more of that 2mm accessory cord with a sliding knot up here so I can adjust the tension. and then just a regular overhand square knot there. That is on all 4 corners, and then on these tie outs I do have a loop to where if I decide I want to pitch, if I pitch it lower to the top, because right now I've got quite a bit of headroom, because you know I'm a tall dude, I want plenty of room to get in there. But if the weather were to turn sour on me and I wanted it a little closer, what I could do is I could bring it all down, pitch it lower, get these all tied out to the ground, and I've already got some tie outs here ready to go on all 4 of those spots. What I do want to do is add one more tie out here, because I do have the wind coming from where I'm standing. This is just a huge tarp coming this way, and it's kind of blowing the tarp in. So what I want to be able to do is take a tie out here, because I do have 2 more stakes for this. I do have 2 more stakes for this tarp, so I want to put tie outs there and bring them straight out on each side. For the ridge line on my tarp, it runs through these loops, then it runs through that center loop over there, and then I've got these little tie outs. It's just a figure 8 knot there and a prusik knot, so I can tighten it, loosen it, position it exactly where I want. And then up at the tree, my fixed end just goes to a night ice figure 9, just a really small one. I've got it permanently hooked on here with this figure 8 loop. Goes around the tree, locks in. And then we come over here. Again, over here, same setup, prusik knot to help it slide, loop through. And then I've got a night ice figure 9 right here that I can adjust where it sits on my ridgeline depending on my space between trees. And then I just tie it up the way you're supposed to with the figure 9 around the tree. And that holds really well. I'm very pleased with how it's holding up right now. For storing my hammock, it holds everything. I made myself this nice little Black Bishop style bag. So there's a loop or a hole in the bottom that feeds the suspension. So I'm able to just load everything straight in. It makes it really nice for setting up the hammock, because I pull out the straps, I tie them off, and then I just have this bag with the hammock in it suspended in the middle. I loosen up the drawstring on the bag and start pulling on one side of the strap, and the whole thing comes unfurling out. Makes it real nice, keeps it off the ground so I don't have to worry about getting it all dirty, because right now we just had a couple of huge rainstorms and the ground is just sopping wet. So makes it really nice for keeping everything clean. And when I put things away, I usually start at this end, loosen it up a little bit, start stuffing, loosen some more, and just stuff and loose as I go along. Once I get to the other end, cinch it down nice and tight, and then I start taking apart the straps. So yeah, that part's really nice. So there you have it. That is my hammock setup as of right now. I do have some upgrades in the works. Like I said, with the tarp, I plan on putting tie out cords onto those loops there, just to make it so that I can really support or provide the coverage that I'm wanting and keep it from getting completely blown about in the wind. Other upgrades I have in mind, I am going to change out some of my suspension. Right now the whole kit, hammock, straps, beaners, cinch buckles, all that weighs in less than 2 pounds. I'll weigh it and I'll put a picture of it right here. So 2 pounds, I'm very pleased with that. It's very, very light. But just for fun, we're going to see if we can't make it lighter. I've actually, Jeff Myers from the Hammock Forums Facebook group, when I was mentioning that I wanted to upgrade my hammock setup, he offered me some tree huggers to test out for him. So those actually arrived today. I'm very excited those, because those are supposed to be, I think they're 1.4 grams per foot. And I had him make me 2 5-footers, because I'm in Utah, and Utah trees are pretty small. As you can see, 5-footer is more than enough. And then I also just ordered yesterday 50 feet of AM steel 7/64, so 1,600 pound tensile. and steel from Ripstop by the roll. So that'll be in next week, and I'm going to make myself a couple of whoopee slings. So I'm excited to add that to the kit, and that'll replace my entire suspension. What I'll do is I've got continuous loops up there on the cinch buckles, so I'll take the cinch buckle off. It'll be really easy. I've just got a Larks headed on. I'll take the cinch buckle off, and then from there I will, I actually made some hooks out of some scrap metal up at campus and just used the plasma cutter to rough cut them out. So I've got a bunch of those, and I'm going to give those a try. I ran some simulations with the mild steel in SolidWorks, and it should be minimal deflection with a 200-pound man laying in them, which is good, because I'll take a picture and I'll show how much each of one hook weighs. I'll get pictures of everything and updates to everything as I get it going. And then I'll do another little hang like this, and I'll show it all set up, because I got to figure out how to use regular tree huggers instead of full-blown straps, and attach that to my whoopee slings, not Wookiee slings. That'd be strange. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Another upgrade I want to do is right now for my tarp, I'm just using the standard bag that it came in, and then a regular stuff sack. Nothing fancy. It's kind of a beast to try and fold up and put away. So what I want to do is make some snake skins for my tarp. I've got a bunch of extra material from previous projects, just more of this 1.9 ounce ripstop, which I'm not picky. I'm not a gram weenie yet. So I'm going to use that to make myself a set of snake skins, so that for the tarp I just kind of have to roll it up and slide the skins over, and then it bundles up nicely. All right, we're going to take this down. I got to get to work, so I'll show you kind of how I go through it and the issues that I have with the tarp right now, since it has no snake skins. So I'm just going to start by taking out my guy line. Those come out super easy. Be pretty sad if they didn't. So there's the two extras that I'm going to use for those center tie-out points. Man, it's muddy out here. Alright, note to self. Pack a cloth that I can just kind of clean these up with. Holy cow. Alright, that's good enough. Got all the big loose bits of dirt off. Alright, that goes in the bag here. Alright, now the tarp. Alright, so I've got the hammock all tied up in half. Now is where it becomes tricky, because I need to fold it up nice and get it all bundled together. And this is one reason why I'm out here today, is I need to get this figured out. So my plan, undo that end, start folding it up into a nice little square bundle thingy that'll fit in my bag, and then undo this end. We'll see if I break it. Wish me luck. All right, now we're going to take down the hammock. So again, I start from one end, loosen up my cinch buckle to where we're almost on the ground, and I just start stuffing. Get on the other side. There we go. So I got it nice and tight. Bring the cinch buckle down with me. Just keep going. Now I'm pretty close to my tail end, so I'm going to grab the other cinch buckle, bring it in. So now I'm somewhere in the middle of the two. There we go. There's my hammock. So take one in just a little bit. Oh, actually, I want the. Oh, and that's what happens if you don't do it tight enough. The whole thing pops out. Well, I think that's just a bad design on my part when it came to building the Black Bishop bag. There we go. And there it is. At this point, take my straps, just start wrapping them around my hand because I want them to, there's still plenty of, the bag looks full, but there's still plenty of room for me to compress down the hammock. The material packs down pretty small. So I'm going to get this. What I do is I take each strap, wrapped around my hand, and the first one to go in is the strap that comes out the top of the bag. That just sits on top, just like that. Then to keep it from going anywhere, lock it down. Then we work on the bottom strap. Get it off the tree. Again, around my hand all the way. Makes for a good size. Flatten it out because otherwise it just makes a mess. I like this way of packing up my straps. It makes them really small. It also keeps them from getting all sorts of tangled up. Okay, so at this point it's ready to go into my bag. I bring this strap around the outside like so. Open the top back up. And again, and just stuff it in right on top of that other strap. So it feeds out the mouth of the stuff sack. Close that up real tight. And there it is. And I've got this little Night Eyes S-beaner on the outside. I can use that to hang this up when it's in storage, or if I've, for some reason, take a small backpack with me on like a day hike. There's no room inside. I can just clip this on the outside. So there it is. My DIY ripstop by the roll hammock. Oh, the bag. The bag was also made from some of the material you get in the $10 do-it-yourself kit. Works really great. So there's my hammock. I'll be sure to include the weights of everything. And then my tarp. Really need to reevaluate and redo how I have that set up. But that's my kit so far. I look forward to making the adjustments, making things lighter, improving on them. And I look forward to taking you guys along on these adventures. But yeah, I'm excited to take you guys on these adventures. Hopefully you'll join me. Please hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. And if you want to be notified when I post videos, hit that little bell button. It's a pretty cool thing. And then yeah, comment what you're looking forward to see. Any suggestions you have for me with my setup. I am on a limited budget, so go easy on me. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.